want to thank everybody for coming to my video. I'm going to ask you to like and share it, especially hit the like button. It helps other people see the videos. Okay, I'm going to show you what happened. Y'all seen uh, that I announced this about Ophiuchus. That's where I'm from. The start of constellation Ophiuchus. So is my family, and I'm kind of going to show you a little bit of that. Um, y'all see this Ophiuchus? This is in the Hebrew gematria, and there's a few people that don't think you should be using this, but God give us tools to work with. You know, we live in a mathematical matrix, a mathematical simulation, and it's broken down with the energy, and it's got to have certain amounts, just like the periodic table of elements. It has to have a certain amount of numbers, weight, to calculate our energy here in this. We live in a torus field type situation. But anyway, I'm not going to try to explain that. I mean, if they can't, anyway, Ophiuchus. All right, y'all see the number 123 and 42? Um, meaning of 123. Y'all see it right up here at the top, meaning of 123. Um, let's scroll on down here a little bit. Um, how it's tied to this number 276. And y'all, the 2017 sign was a pregnancy sign of a child being born. I've done a video on that earlier about the sign in the heavens, 2017, April, September 23rd, about a child being born. That child was in Jupiter represented that child, the star Jupiter. All right. But y'all say that 123 is connected to 276. And over here, and I'll leave a link to this video, to this channel here. All right. Let's go back over here. Ophiuchus. Now I'm going to show you my grandmother. Y'all remember the one? Let me do that again. Y'all remember Ophiuchus, 123 and 42. All right, this is my grandmother, Alta Phi Laos. Her full gematria, her full value is 123. There's that 42 again. So, this is how I'm saying you can find out anything you want to know through this Hebrew system. You have to use the Bible some, and it's kind of sometimes separates the Greek and the Hebrew meanings of things, but a lot of times they're the same. But this is my grandmother's name. This what's on her marriage certificate is exactly like this right here. All right. And I showed you how that's tied to 276. That's my father, Doyle Dwayne Garrison Sr., 276. So you'll see how it will kind of start tying things together for your family. You can get it all down to you can calculate all down to your own personality. But what I'm saying is that when I made the announcement that I was from the constellation of Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer, the restrainer, and I don't know how many stars is in that constellation. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I'm the only one that's marked that I know of. God marked me, and I ain't bragging or boasting or anything like that. When I came into this world, born into this world. I was like John the Baptist. I was filled with the Holy Spirit in my mother's womb, just like John the Baptist was. And the evil rulers of this world knew it. They released a movie. Hollywood released a movie the day I was born named Samson, and it was kind of a more like a really curse type. But anyway, it's kind of a long story there. But okay, I showed you what my name meant. Ophiuchus means to cross over, and that's what my name Travis means, to cross over. My middle name, um, Dwayne, means a wagon maker, like to carry you over. I mean, folks have never, I've always tried to think spiritual. I always talk to God when I'm not doing anything. My mind's not on. If my mind goes idle, it goes right to speak to my Creator. And I ain't. I'm not boasting or anything. I'm just saying that's the way I grew up. That's the way I learned. Um, the Holy Spirit taught me all along the way, and one thing I'd like to say about that is that I want the real truth. About everything. And 900 years ago, if you think about the first words of the Bible were, in the beginning was a thought, in the beginning was the word, in the beginning was the seed. It can translate to several things like that, but it said God's spirit fluttered, kind of like wings fluttering. Imagine a bird or something, their wings fluttered over the face of the deep. Okay, and in 900 years ago, probably the Vatican and them changed the they changed the meaning of the Holy Spirit from from feminine. It was a feminine aspect of God, and they changed that. And when you start finding this information, though, it's hard to find this stuff, but when it all starts coming together, you start to see how it makes a lot more sense because we're a reflection of what's going on in the heavens. We're children of the Most High, and there's a mother. I mean, it don't even make sense. God give us common sense to use, to think of these things, to critically think and question the scriptures in the Bible. When you'll never find out nothing. And God says, "My ways are not your ways, my thoughts are not your thoughts." And in order to, so my mind was always on, well, what are your thoughts, God? What are your thoughts? I want to know, because I want to be like you. I didn't want to be God, but, I wanted to do what His will. But anyway, let's go on. Continue on here. Wagon maker. I'm gonna make a way for you to cross over. I'm the one God put on this earth to do that, and He marked me. Y'all seen the well, let me show you here right quick. I didn't know I had so many boxes open. I'm gonna do a video on this about Zerubbabel. This is on my right thumb. Moses had Aaron mark the Levitical.
Everyone.
Whoops.
I'm see if y'all can see these images.
I didn't know I had the sound turned on that. Okay, this is on my right thumb. Y'all can see the picture there. That's from my DNA. It ain't a tattoo. It's nothing. I promise everyone that that's on my right thumb. The rulers of this world know it. Vladimir Putin, Donald Trump, any of them rulers. Bill and Hillary Clinton, they were over my state. They were governors over my state. They knew it. They thought they changed my DNA enough that they could, that God wasn't powerful enough. There's nothing too hard for my God. There's nothing too hard for my Creator. So anyway, y'all see that there, and I'll show you just one more little thing here. It's separate, just a single picture. Y'all see the king? There's the robe, and okay. And folks, I promise you, I'm not boasting. God said the meek will inherit the earth. I've always tried to be humble and meek, towards other people, and I give them, I give all I could to everybody. Anyway, now let's go back to my study here. Let's see. Okay. I'm a wagon maker too. And the reason this works with the Hebrew is because the English alphabet is they've altered the forms of the letters a little bit, but it still calculates out the same because the A is like a bull's head with horns. And if you turn our A up on its side, you'll see the same thing as the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet to the left. And then the Paleo Hebrew, you look and you'll see, you put an A beside the first letter of the alphabet and you can turn them and you can see where the similarities of it. So that's why it still works in the Hebrew and the English, because we're just a form off the Hebrew, the English alphabet. They meant it for bad, but God turned it realm for good. You know, he knew. Okay, there's my dad's. All right, mine's 267, and my last name is 101. And there's a person, and my middle name's 77. You know, and 9 and 8 is 17 on my first name. See, these numbers are very important to for you to calculate. You know, to decode who you are. But what the only thing I'm going to show you in this is this 300 reverse. It's kind of like a mirror of the times. Because here's the way I see it: our atoms in our body, they call them atoms. They're light cells. Have all kinds of things on protons, neutrons, electrons, quarks, and gluons, and all kinds of things in this cell. It's like a computer chip, and it's got memory stored in it. We're an incarnation of our ancestors. We have their memory. Some of their memory is in our cells, and it's all by intelligent design. So what I'm, so in my, I can show you my genealogy. You can go look at my genealogy and see I can go all the way back to Adam through Noah, through King David, and all them. Well, I have memory of them. There's memories inside in my blood of it's just accessing them because they put fluoride in us and calcium to coat our pineal gland, which is our spiritual gland, and to to try to stop that pineal gland from opening up at this time. That's why they do the chemtrails and stuff like that. They're trying to stop the sun, the sun of righteousness, from healing us. They're trying to bounce those waves back up into the air, with these chemtrails because they have aluminum in them. Aluminum is a reflector. Like you can buy the aluminum foil and it'll reflect the heat off, So that's what they're trying to do in the sky. These evil rulers, they think they're going to win. But anyway, that's a little off subject. I'm going to do the 300 here, what it means in the Hebrew. My last name means, Garrison means stronghold, uh, or a fortified army, a protector, a military guard, ruler, means all that, my last name. But what I'm going to get here to is back to this right here. 300. The letter Shin is also a number 300 in the Hebrew alphabet. It's a divinely appointed period of time, number connected to the children of promise, supernatural victory over enemies, including death, number connected to death, burial, and resurrection of our Messiah, made by signifies final blood sacrifice, because there had to be a blood sacrifice, because the life is in the blood. Our life is in our blood. The plasma, that fire. Plasma is in us is a spark of fire, electricity, and that's what keeps us alive is that electricity. We're electromagnetic beings. We're like a computer in a human form, except we have kind of a free will. That's what happened in the Garden of Eden. The free will took over and got Adam in trouble. Okay. 300, the unique signature of God. The number 300 signifies the number 3, divine perfection, divine completion. Anyway, I'm not going to read all these. I'm just going to go through them. It has the number 30 in it, the 3, to shepherd, to have authority, to urge forward, the voice of authority, the staff. Blood of Christ, magnified perfection of divine order, making the right moment blood sacrifice. Enoch. The first time the number 300 is found in scriptures in Genesis. And Enoch walked with God after he begat Methuselah 300 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years. That young, notice that's telling us that are 365 days. You have to use symbolism and stuff along in the scriptures. You have to use the symbolism to see how everything works. Like God just showing us at this time of harvest that's coming, is on it'll be on our calendar 365 days. Now there's 100 different calendars they've used over the years. The moon, the lunar, the lunar and the sun, but 300 years when he begat Methuselah. Oh yeah, and Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. He got harvested, you might say, raptured, harpazo, so what the rapturo's in the Latin version of it. 300 is the number of years between the birth of Methuselah and the translation of Enoch to heaven without dying. Methuselah is a name, it means his death shall bring. The death of Methuselah was as a harbinger of the coming flood, the flood of Noah. That's what, whenever they said Methuselah dies, that'll bring on the flood. Enoch translated to heaven without dying. The next time the number 300 occurs in scriptures is in Genesis 6:15. The number 300 comes to Noah from the mouth of God. And this is what it says. Because I'm a type of the ship, the crossover ship. That's what I'm here for. That's my calling. And I'm going to show you what happened the day I announced that part, what happened on the sun, the moon and the sun, And I'm not, I'm trying to be humble as I can about all this, But when they started that gang stalking, the Masons and all them started that criminal gang stalking and watching me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all night long. They'd sit out my house and watch and watch and watch. They're waiting on me to leave. And maybe, I don't know how many of us they are in that restrainer part. God hadn't answered me that. It's probably all that constellation of Ophiuchus that they hid that from us for years, until the stars and stuff started closing in on us. Now the sky's coming in on us. That Taurus field is fixing to flip, and to cleanse itself. The Earth cleanses itself every 12,000 years, and but anyway, I'm going with this. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits. So I'm saying that I'm a type of that ark to tell to guide you out of here on that. That was Noah was a type of a Messiah. He led. Now, I get the bad thing about that is nobody believed Noah. He preached 120 years. The rain's coming, the flood's coming. Get your hearts ready to get on the boat, on the ark with us. Nobody believed him. They mocked him and laughed at him and all that kind of stuff, And I'll say nothing about Noah. In the book of Enoch, it tells Noah when he opened his eyes as a baby, the room lit up like sunshine. He had light rays coming from his eyes that lit the room up. If y'all noticed, if y'all go back and watch some of my videos, the lights, the street lights, I can turn them out. The stars, I can make every star in the sky go out. And it's not every night, but most nights I can. And that's because my frequency and my vibration is higher than that frequency that's coming from that star, because those stars are shooting down frequencies and light rays, and we're created from those stars. Those somehow the color of the rainbow, because here's when after the flood, God sent Noah a rainbow, and in the sky. The next thing, it came down to earth in the coat of many colors that Abraham made for Joseph, because he loved Joseph. So the rainbow came down to the ground. God is showing us a symbolism of it's fixing to go back to the sky, because I've showed many stars, the rainbow color of the stars. Every star was you can go see them. The stars I've recorded, nobody else has really ever recorded them like I have, and God that's just when my eyes look at them, that's what happens, because I'm in the bloodline of Noah, and I don't know how many streetlights I've run by keeping looking at them, because on the top of that streetlight is a sensor. It detects night and day. It detects darkness or light. At night, when I look at that streetlight, I'm projecting light over to that sensor, and it's tricking that sensor into thinking it's daylight. That's exactly what it's doing. Then my vibration and frequency is goes along a lot of people's got high vibration and high frequency, but they don't exactly have that light. I mean, they're trying to get there, and the sooner the better for me. That people get there. So that now my grandkids can do it too. Um, but anyway, I was just going to go on with a little bit of this. There's a lot about the 300 that's tied to God and to the symbolism of God, the representative of God. You know. Um, all right, but I'm going to go over here and show you what happened the day I announced this. I'm going to leave this played just for a minute. I'm going to try not to, because I'm going to let you hear this guy talk.
We've seen over 10 solar flares M-class over the past 3 days. Also noting something that happened on our northern hemisphere of the sun. Having a look here, the last 48 hours incoming, we do have a very active sunspot cresting in right now for a view. How about one more M-class solar flare? Looking at outgoing, little Earth to scale there as well. Large plasma filament. And as well a plasma shot there, creating a CME. Having a look here at our northern hemisphere of the sun, big solar vortex and plasma filaments stretched straight across the North Pole and around. Looked like it was swirling around the North Pole there. I've never seen anything like this. This is a little bit intense. We've seen our sun awaken here over the past 3 days. Pretty active flare regions underneath of that as well.
Okay, that's what the sun did. Here's what the moon did. I'm going to start this. I've got the sound off on this, but this is a time-lapse video of the Hawaiian Observatory. This happened the same day as the sun's doing this, folks. I've done it. Now just watch what happens to this. I mean, this thing gets erratic. This is when I announced who I was, who I am, to the world. It was time. I don't want to be a day late, but y'all see what's happening? I mean, the moon is powerful too. See how it makes that plasma? I'm telling you that, that something, I ain't bragging or boasting or anything like that. I'm just telling people that, just like Noah did. I know even Elijah, only one person believed Elijah. His name was Elisha. Okay. Whenever Elijah got ready to leave this world, and when the restrainer's removed, it's when the Antichrist can have full reign. The restrainer's going to be removed. And I've done some videos about the pyramid of God, of our Father, our Creator. I shouldn't say just Father, because there's a mother in there too somehow, a feminine aspect of. So, you know, uh, I think we just have to get Jesus Christ right, because that's who came and uh, said he's paid the price, the Redeemer's price. Is what it's like when you study the Jewish weddings and stuff, you see that that's they follow the script of the Jewish weddings about how Jesus came to earth and done what he done for us and for his bride. We are the church, the so-called church, I guess, is the feminine aspect of Jesus Christ's bride. So, there's something going on there a lot of people don't understand. Not even I don't even understand it, but and we won't know till we get there. There's not nobody's going to exactly know what all of that meant until we get there. Um, about the feminine and the masculine part of our creator, because we're a reflection, like I said, we're a reflection of this from the sky. What's going on in heaven reflects down here. It's like we're in an avatar body that God created, and he's given us free will, you might say. The evil rulers don't want you to have free will. They just want to make you think you have free will, that you really don't. We're their slaves. And I want out of this slave world. And I want to take everybody that I can with me. Nobody has to believe me. Not one person has to believe me. I don't like it, that, but that's just the way the world is. They're not going to believe. They just, they're in their human way of thinking. And I'm part human too. So I can see that aspect of it. But I'm just saying that if y'all go back and watch all my videos, go back and watch them. You'll see the signs. I mean, I've run into Jezebel. Um, I've I've done the where the clouds opened up into a serpent-looking head, and the light shone through it and overtook everything. I've done videos that nobody else has done. Amazing is because I'm the Elijah type that's on this earth. I run in. Y'all can go look at my video named Jezebel, where I run into her about the chains and having been yoked, chained down by Jezebel, and things like that. But thank y'all for coming to my video. Hope you have a great day.